Hello friends! Today is Monday, June 7th, and it is 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And I am coming to you with a hack video. And this hack video is going to showcase my 5 favorite ways to close a notebook. I sell covers in my shop and they don't have a closure. And so I get a lot of questions. Hey Lauren, what can I do to close my notebook? I've come up with a collection of hacks on how you can make your LPD notebook cover close and stay closed. So I'm gonna flip you around. That's what we're doing tonight. Hello. Play along with me, quote unquote. The only thing you'll need really is scissors, some elastic, an LPD cover, and your favorite. One of my very first hacks was using a watch band. A lot of you saw this hack and loved it, and I want to just kind of quickly show you that hack one more time. This is just a plain, clear LPD cover. There's nothing fancy or special about it. You're going to need a watch strap. This is a silicone watch strap, and this is the portion of... So this is what the watch strap looks like when it's not cut up. All I did was I cut down here along there. So you're gonna want to keep this loop intact. Okay, so that's the watch band. And then all you need is this portion of it. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna take your LPD cover, or any cover, this could work with any cover. You're gonna make a little slit. Do you see that slit right there? This is in the front, and you're going to, with the pretty side going towards the front of your notebook, you're gonna slide this through the slit. Now you don't wanna make your slit too wide because you want this to hold tight. So that's the back cover. So that's really straightforward with the back cover. There's no tricks to that. You're just gonna slide it in to where it's just inside the back cover. For this part, notice how there's 2 little prongs. Now, not all of these have 2 prongs. Some of them only have 1 prongs. This one just happens to have 2 prongs. So because this has 2 prongs, I made 2 slits in the outside. So if we put something in here, these 2 slits right here are in the outside of the cover. And then I made a little slit that's just about as wide as that hole is. No slits here. So the back has a slit here, this one has it in the front. And then you're going to take this and just pop it through your 2 little holes, or 1 if your watch band only has 1, and then you're gonna pull this through. Okay, that is very, very easy. There is a highlight on my Instagram story highlights showing this in a little slower. I kind of did this one quicker because I've done it before. So then you just slide your book in. Your book goes inside your cover like that. So you don't see it on the inside. It doesn't affect your pockets. And you see it on the outside like this. And then you slide your back cover in. Now, in order to not see this in the back, you will want to put your strap inside between your cover and the back. Then when you close it, you don't see it. And then all you have to do is fastener and stick her through. And you have a belt style hack. Planner band for any kind of notebook. This doesn't have to be just on Astrology. It could work on any notebook. So that's hack number 1. That is the belt hack. Or band. We can call it a band hack. We can call it a belt hack. So I'm gonna move right on along. We're gonna take this Astrology out because we're gonna need this. All right, so I'm gonna put this one aside. That is hack number 1 up here. All right, hack number 2. These are all boo-boo covers, so don't feel bad about these being boo-boo covers. Hi everyone! Hi everyone! Okay, for this we're going to need an old elastic. So this is just a old elastic I had laying around. It looks like it's probably from a Foxy Fix cover. I'm going to just kind of clean up the edge here like this, which it actually doesn't matter because I probably am going to cut that off. I'm going to cut this off. So we're going to cut this knot off. Okay, so now we'll clean up the edge. So by lighting it like that, you just clean up the edge a little bit so that it doesn't continue to ravel. So now we just have a piece of elastic. Okay, I got these on Amazon. I think these are considered bra snap closures. And honestly, you don't need this, but I felt like because this is a clear cover and not leather, this would be really helpful. So can you see that? It's really, really tiny and it is clear, but we're gonna use one of these little tiny pieces. Okay, so our little tiny clear piece and our elastic, we're just gonna kind of set to the side. We're gonna take our cover, and I know you guys are gonna freak out. Don't freak out too much, but we're going to take your cover. You're going to kind of find the halfway point by folding it, and then you're going to fold it again. Okay, now don't like fold it. You don't want to make really huge creases. You just want to find that spot right there. And to that little spot right there, we're just going to literally snip the tiniest little snip. Like such a tiny little snip. Do you see like how small that was? And then we're going to unfold it. By doing that, you're going to have a perfectly centered hole. Do we see the hole? It's perfectly centered. It's very, very tiny and perfectly centered. Okay. So, next step is to take our elastic and we're going to feed it through this hole. Now this all seems like, well, this is like a no-brainer, Lauren. This might be harder than it looks actually. Okay, let's take it, pull it against, there we go. All right, so now we have the loop part on the outside front and we have this interior part. Now remember how I said we were going to use this little guy? This little guy is just going to be threaded through like this, and then you're going to tie a fisherman's square knot in the elastic. These are really hard for me to do because my hands are super like puffy tonight. Okay, tie that knot. Okay, nice little knot. Now the reason we have this little bra strap piece is because, check this out, it's going to make it so that when you pull on this, it's not going to pull straight through. Okay, so then you're going to stick it on your cover or your notebook. I see a lot of people joining and a lot of people leaving, so I must be boring you guys to pieces. This then sits right on the spine of your notebook, just like that, so that this is strong, so you cannot pull this through. And then you have an elastic cover, or elastic for your cover. So this is a great option for those who need something to close their notebook and don't want to totally ruin it. So this little piece that came in this box isn't necessary, but it will help to kind of make it so that the pressure from it pulling through the vinyl is more spread out so that it does not rip open the vinyl, because this doesn't have a what are those little circle things called? A rivet. Because it doesn't have a rivet on it, that will help it to not pull through. Okay, so that's hack number 2. So we have our belt hack, which was hack number 1. We have our elastic hack, which is hack number 2. So we're gonna put hack number 2 right here with hack number 1. Got our 2 hacks right there. Set our notebook aside for a second. Okay, so for hack number 3, we are going to also use elastic. And this elastic is like a thicker elastic. It's maybe 1/2 inch wide, and it's really stretchy, like super stretchy. Microgram. This one will work. Okay, so for this, we're just going to, I'm going to measure the width of the elastic on the edge of the cover. Here's the edge of the cover, here's the elastic width, and I'm going to put a mark right there. And then I'm going to put a mark down here at the bottom, like that. Then I am just going to mark on either side. So the elastic there, and this right here. Okay, so now what we want to do is we are going to take our elastic and kind of measure it. I measure 1 full width going from top to bottom, and then to about the bottom, let's go to the top of the scoop pocket. So 1 hole and then to the top of the scoop pocket, and just cut it right there. Okay, nothing's fancy. Okay, so we're gonna set this aside for just a second. I have like one of these craft razors. You could take this and slit, or you can use scissors. I'm actually going to use the craft razor because that seems like it makes more sense to me to use that rather than to use the scissors. I'm going to take a piece of cardstock and I'm just going to kind of stick it in here up to the corner to the very top, as close as I can to this. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to super carefully, through only 1 layer of vinyl, cut right where we made our marks. Don't freak out, it's just a vinyl cover. It's not leather. I didn't even cut it enough to actually cut through it. So let's do another pass. There we go, now I'm through. Okay, so very, it's not through the front. There's no slit in the front, only a tiny slit in the back. So we're gonna do 1 more of those down here at the bottom. Let's see if I can hold this close and do it up here. This is very daring. Okay, just carefully slit. Carefully slit. Okay, let's see if we got it through. No, I'm just gonna carefully with my finger, this isn't gonna cut me because it's one of those like porcelain safety knives, because you know, we only give Lauren safety knives. We're gonna carefully cut the inside right there next to the seam. This is not a very straight cut, but we have it cut. Okay, we don't want to go past our mark, but we want to do that just like that. I know I'm cutting, I'm sorry. Okay, so now we have a slit in the top and a slit in the bottom. Now what you're going to do is you're going to thread your elastic through the hole in the bottom. Remember, this is on the inside. You want to keep it as flat as possible if you can. And I always do shiny side up, and you'll see why in a second. Okay, we're going to slide this through the top, shiny side up. All right, this is the most complicated part of both tutorials, or all the tutorials. This part, right, fold it so that the inside is together, and see how this side is shiny and this side is not? Your not shiny sides, you want those to be on the outside. Okay. Ooh, that burns. Okay, you can see it kind of melting together there. See the melted edge together? And then I always just clean it up a little by using the lighter to clean it. That's hot. Here I am telling you a hack and then saying don't try this at home. This one is a little more advanced, okay? We're gonna cool that down and then we're gonna test it to see. We're gonna test it to see if it's stuck together really good, okay? That's a really good seal. I'm pulling on that really, really, really strongly. So now you're going to take this and flip it to the outside. And that piece that we just like sealed together, you don't necessarily want that to be on the outside, so I will just kind of pull it in here so that it's on the inside of my cover, and then adjust this elastic at the bottom. Okay, so now when we put, ooh, breaking things, let's get that, that's dangerous. When we put our cover in, we want this elastic to be on the inside, so you want to put your cover with the elastic like that. You want your elastic to be like that. We're going to put our front cover in. Okay, so that's the regular old cover. And now check this out. You just flip this around. And now you have your very own, oops, I hit the tripod. Your very own cover that has the elastic on the vertical instead of like this one that has the elastic on the horizontal. So two different elastic options. If you can get past just very, very slightly trimming. As you can see from the back, you cannot see that. It's not damaging the cover. It's not damaging your book. And it's elastic, so you could really bulk your planner up. And ta-da! Okay, so that's hack number 1, 2, 3. We're moving on to hack number 4. Now this one I think between the one I just showed you, which is a little more intricate, and the one I'm about to show you, those two are my favorites. Okay, so that is the vertical elastic hack. So we are gonna put all of our little hacks here in the top, and we're moving on. Okay, grab another cover. This one, for all you who are saying, oh my gosh, you're cutting your cover. This one has no cutting. Who has a magnetic loop? There are my magnetic loops that I just released in the anniversary box, and then there's other brands of magnetic loops as well. Let me see if I have one of those laying around. I should. Here's one. There is this other brand of magnetic loop. And these hacks can be used for any type of notebook. This is not just for planning. You could use this for Bible journaling or for regular journaling. So you just need a magnetic loop of some sort, and it has to be a really strong one. These ones are pretty strong. The ones for my anniversary box are super strong. So we're gonna use that one because I know how strong it is. Okay, so you're gonna take a magnetic loop. Just any magnetic loop. Have two of the same and you're willing to trim. Also, these are super strong, so let's not get them stuck together. We might have a hard time getting them back apart. Okay, so I just trimmed. These are the flat. See how strong those are? This is the top, this was the bottom, so, oh, that's exactly what I didn't want to happen. I'm going to put this top side in, use my scissors to kind of just put that in the right spot. Same thing with this back one. Okay, now we can take, and now we have it strong enough to where we can hold it, because the magnets that are in my pencil loops are way strong. So I don't know if you can see, but I'm holding this up by this closure. This is not, it's not pulling open, and it's flat. It's not taking up too much space, and even it's even a good like page marker, because it even holds it shut like that. I'm holding it by the cover. Those pages are not falling open. So those are my 4 hacks. I thought I had 5, but I guess I only have 4. Those are my 4 hacks on how to really create something that works for you. And that is, this one you would need to, you know, all of them require you to do a little something to something. So these require you to trim your magnet. I don't know if you could trim an ollie block. I don't know that you could do that. And to be honest, the ollie blocks are not as strong of a magnet as the one. See, like this is even sticking all the way through. Like these are no joke magnets. You could even close it like that. I mean, literally. So if you're willing to kind of trim a magnet down, that's what your trimming is going to be there. If you are willing to trim your cover and a old watch, that's what your trimming is going to be for the belt hack. If you are willing to trim a tiny hole in your cover and then use an elastic, that is what your trimming is going to be for this type of cover. And then for this one, it was playing with fire, trimming a small one in the bottom and a small one at the top. And then you have a vertical elastic, which is kind of like the elastics you see in most journals. The stronger or shorter your elastic is, the stronger your hold is going to be, but also the less amount of pages you'll get. So those are my 4 hacks. I hope you really enjoyed this.